Well, a snow-covered white. Not exactly what I like to wake up and see, but here we are. And I got something to work on it right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver, man. Went to bed and it was clear, woke up to a snow-covered nonsense, and I don't like that. I mean, there's people who are gonna say, oh, it's so pretty and whatever. No, when I see this, the only thing I think is, at least one day I'll be dead and I won't have to deal with this anymore, because I hate winter. But that is neither here nor there. In the last installment of this, we dug into working on this feller, and we put a stop cable on and whatever have you, and we tore the dash loose there to do that, and then got to looking at, you know, some of the wiring and why it might be the way that it is. And as I look at it more, it does appear that there is a wire that has melted at some point, and perhaps that is contributing to the reason why somebody did what they did, modifying the key switch. The other thing that I have in my brain, I mean, because that is a movable key switch, like a crank position, it looks like. The other thing that I thought is, well, maybe it's supposed to have a clutch safety switch. I don't know where that would be, probably back in there. And I wonder if that went bad, and that's why they did what they did. But I went ahead and bought a different key switch that was supposed to be for this, and it's got the right little labels on the back like it would, a Fiat would. They use numbered terminals that tells you what is supposed to do what. So I don't know. Well, actually, before we do anything, why don't we see it cold start, if it will. I don't know if it will. Let's see. Did I leave the battery hooked up on it? I might have taken the battery cable off of it. Well, we're gonna have to get in here anyway, so I might as well take the side off. Oh yeah, I remember now, taking this battery cable loose. See, here is the original crank wire, nicely bonded in there, but then somebody has added a homemade one. So that's what we're gonna try to remedy, but we gotta figure out where the trouble is and why. Cause, yeah, and it's probably, who knows, but let's see if it will cold start for us. I think that's right. This is a true cold start. There we go, no starting aid of any kind. We can do a temperature check here and see what it is. Let's see what the temperature actually is right now. Oh, it's warmed up, it's 29. So 29 degree, a Fiat 780 will start. Unassisted. Very beautiful. And you might ask, why even do that? Well, I thought it would be nice to make sure it was running before I start changing things, so that when we're done, if it doesn't want to, I want to hear it run again when we're done, you know. Let's see if this will. Okay. Can you see back in there? Is there a clutch safety switch? It looks like it. That little red thing, or that little screw-in thing with two wires. It looks very much like the safety switch on the 1365 and that, except on those it screws into the top of the, you know what I'm saying, transmission top cover, you know. Sleep. All right. Now, let's dismount this key for a minute. I don't know how this is going to go, to be honest. This may end up being a video of failure because it looks like we're going to have melty wires to deal with. That black and white striper, it looks like she got a little toasty at some point. And that looks like it goes to the key switch, or to the light switch. So I wonder if that was the power from the key to the light switch. We'll sort that out in a minute and see what we find. It would be surefire handy to know if that clutch safety switch was good, because otherwise this is all for naught. I think what we'll do though is we will go ahead and pretend that everything works, and we will hook up our clutch safety switch, or we'll hook up our new key switch as if nothing is wrong, and then we'll sort out from there where the next trouble may be. But I have a feeling that probably the clutch safety switch went bad and the guys put in a push button. Then again, what could have happened is they could have been annoyed at having to push the clutch down all the time to start it, so they wired in that button too. That's another possibility, that there actually was nothing wrong with the tractor. They just didn't want to. I don't blame them. I hate safety. I get it. Safety's a 4-letter word. I'm not sure though what our setup's going to be like, if it's going to hold our new key switch or not, because it looks here like somebody's done something. And I don't know what that something is. Sure would be good to know, wouldn't it? It's going to fight us all the way. Every turn, it's going to fight us. Looks like it's got a brass nut or a bronze nut on it. And it is tightened up, friends. There. Okay. There's part one, which is getting that out of there. And good news, it looks like they didn't cobble that up at all. But what I'm wondering is this switch going to fit in there without any issues? It kind of looks like it will. Let's see if... See, it's got... There we go. It's got cutouts in the switch. I would have thought that it went vertical, like such. It does. Okay, there we go. I do like how that fits in there better. Like, I think we're going to have us something. The unfortunate thing is, with the way this is made, you just don't have a lot of room to really pull that out and see what you're doing because of the, you know what I mean. And look at this. It's like the last guy who he was putting the key switch in, he let it rotate. And now all the wires are all twisted up. So let's see if we can make that a little bit better. Ooh, there's a wire that's totally That one is totally melty. Uh-oh. See, I'm losing wires here. And I'm not going to know what went to what. I got the wiring diagram in the truck here. But this probably was not wasted effort, because it looks to me like some of this wiring really needs attention badly. And we may be done for today anyway. I don't know. Let's see if we can sort out some of what is happening here and transfer it over to the new one. That black one was hooked to that post. And see, this old switch here is not labeled at all like the Fiat one, so it definitely was a aftermarket switch. So we're going to be sorting out wiring one at a time anyway, which I am not a great fan of, but you do what you got to do, you know? Let me go get the book. I had it open to the page, but then naturally the first thing I did when I picked it up was close it. Dropped it and closed it. So I guess I'll have to take a glove off here to be able to find the page back. And this is kind of a trick too, because this is like the American translation of the wiring diagram, so you got to do some thinking here. All right, terminal number 50 is red, and that's the one that should go to our start, which would be this one right here. Let's unwind as far as we can and see if we can. I'm tempted to just rip this key switch out of here so it's out of my way and start over anyway, because I feel like we're... Now see, that wire's gotten toasty because it was in proximity to something else that got toasty. That's what our issues are. So, it's actually amazing that this tractor didn't self-destruct. Let's look this over. This actually might, well, no. It's got a, I was going to say maybe it didn't go all the way through, but it did. So we need to repair that wire. That might be right there why they put in the bypass, because that one is so burnt. But that's not the one that caused the burning issue. Okay, red wire, I'm trying to tuck you out of the way so I can think for a minute. And you're not participating. Get through that hole then, if that's where you want to go. Just sit there, hang out. All right, we got a couple heavy black wires, which would be in, but see, I'm not sure that those aren't really brown, and my color blindingness is the problem, because I don't see, the code for black is in, as in Nemo, Finding Nemo. And I don't see that, but I do see two M's. M as in brown. And one M, well no, there's an N. There's an N and an M. We got to figure out where they go. They go away from here. One of those is most likely the thermo starter, because it uses a heavy wire like that. Let's check out, what do we have in the neighborhood of white? B. We have a white on 57. So that would be this one, providing that this really is what it's supposed to be and this wire is still in good shape. I believe it is. It was next to the stuff that got hot, but it didn't actually burn in. So I think this wire will be reusable, and it's supposed to go on 57. So 58 and 57 is there. So I assume it goes there. Now it was next to this black one, BN, black, and that would be BN, black and white. No? Maybe that's part of our issue of why this didn't work, is they had them hooked up wrong. Because it's calling for this wire, which is definitely the one that went all melty. Let's pull it through. Man, this is a mess. Oh, it went up there. That's not the same one. It's melted a lot of places. Okay, so I'm wondering, this might be a several days project the more I look at it, because it may be we got to dig in farther and figure out where we're going and do. So if that wire can be clipped onto somewhere up under the dash, then I'm thinking that one goes on the other side of this, according to the wiring diagram. Then we have AR and L, which AR would be light blue and red, and then the L should just be dark blue. Okay, did these wires survive intact, or did they get too melty? Let's pull them through the wad. I think they survived okay. Let's get this other melty one through. See, what we're going to do here in a minute is we're going to figure out what that melty wire did, and if it's really important for now, or if this will easily run without that, because that might be like sending power to headlights or something. Okay, L, this one goes to terminal number 30 on the thing. Oh, I made a boo-boo too. 57, that B, that white one, there is a terminal that's 57 by itself. So that goes to there. Terminal number 30. Where are you, terminal number 30? I know you have one. So hard to read. I guess let's just take the key back out so we can actually see what we're doing. Okay, this one goes to this one. But what I don't understand here is, why is it bigger? I guess it goes to that one of that one. Okay. We're sorting her down now, friends. Next one. Oh man. See, there's a melty mess too. I don't know where that would have went. Jeez. This was worse than I thought. Okay, this one's gonna go to this one. However, it's kind of loosey-goosey. So it makes me wish I could crumply-wumply it a little bit. Crimpy-wimpy, that's the word I'm looking for. Technical terms, see? This is going to crunchy-wunchy is what's going to happen. And then it won't clippy-whippy anymore. You're learning all kinds of new things today. Come on now. Come on now. I didn't crimp you that much. You should go. There. Okay. I'm confident that we have two that we know exactly where they go. We also know where terminal number 50 goes, but the wire's damaged, so we need to fix that. Then we are left with these two, which just appear to be black, but I don't think that's really what they are. I think they're actually the 1554M, which would be brown. They could be in, but they go to 1554. So, 1554 is this one, which would make sense that it goes there, but what doesn't make sense is the thickness of the, I mean, one terminal is way thicker, so I don't know what we're going to do there. We're going to have to either get a terminal, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but I think that those both go to that one there. One of them looks like that goes to the fuse box. The N goes to the fuse box, and where's the other end go? 17, thermostarter button. That's what I thought. I think that this is the thermostarter wire, and that's what we got going here. So they would both connect like from the battery, probably, according to the book. So that would fill that one. Then what would be left? Then we'd have 58 and 57. 58 and 57 is BN, white and black, and that's the other one that's all melty. So I think we know where everything goes that was on there, but we're going to have to do a little bit of fixing and a little bit of modifying. We need to figure out what the deal is with this. I mean, well, that's brown and black. What was brown and black? Brown is M and N. So this could have actually went on that bigger one. But that doesn't make sense either. No. Brown and black, M and N. I don't know what we got going here. We got some homemade splicing. And then that's going to the cigarette lighter. We need to figure out where that black wire goes. It goes through the firewall. This might be a continuity tester sort of deal, just to be sure where these all go. But I'm about 90% sure this is thermostarter stuff going on here. But what I'm not sure about is this melty mess I found here on the ground. It's connected to a brown, and it shows M's and N's connected together, but I've never seen something like this. I'm trying to decide where this really clips, or if it had a jumper wire that clipped from the switch down to this. We're gonna have to research that. But right now, I have no way, I have nothing that's, I don't think, that's bringing power in, is it? Well, the blue wire. I guess this blue wire is sending the power in to what I got going on here. So thermostarter we technically don't need right now until we sort that wire out. The BN, the white and the black one, we got to figure out what that did. I'm pretty sure that's power to the key switch, or to the light switch, but we'll follow it over, which I'm not very good at this because it's so tiny. I need a fine pointer here to follow my line. That's BN. It's gonna go, it goes to 58, 57 on the light switch horn button. Okay, so that makes sense there. But what I don't understand is why it goes way up under the dash first. That's something we need to figure that out too. Then also it looks like it's melted to a brown wire, which is at the other side of this brown wire. Probably is. So we really need to dive back into that before we do anything. But what I'm working on in my brain right now is if I were to fix that red wire, I bet I could make it start from the key, and then we accomplished what we wanted. However, we have a lot more homework because we've got a lot of sorting out to do with stuff that's totally destroyed and melted in garbage. You know, we've got this thing that's all melty, and it looks like it was also connected up to this other brown wire, and it went into this, but I don't know where this went. Did this go to the thermostarter button? Which would have been where? Let's see. Is that missing? I bet the thermostarter button's missing, because that's not this. That's probably like hazard flashers there. So what I need to do is look for, okay, 11. Where's 11 on the diagram? That's the thermostarter. Let's see. Thermostarter button, 17. It has an N, which is black, going into each side of it. Oh, okay. These two don't go to the key. They went to the thermostarter button, which makes sense. They connect, basically just connects these two. So that thermostarter button's missing. This is getting its power from the fuse box, and then it goes to the thermostarter. That makes sense. Now I have this M, and N, which would be two browns and a black. That's what's melted, but that is what's supposed to go on this terminal number 1554. So that's what needs to happen. This needs to be fixed, and it needs to be put back there so that it sends power to wherever the stuff is that it sends power to. I'm not entirely sure that that's right, the way that it's hooked to the, it's obviously been spliced in here somewhere, but is it supposed to be spliced to send power to the cigarette lighter? We need to sort that out better. But I'm understanding now. This one needs to go to the key switch when it's fixed. That red one needs to go to the key switch when it's fixed, and this white and black one needs to go to the key switch when it's fixed. These two go to a thermostarter button, which we don't have anymore, but we can come up with one. I could use the start button they put in, but it doesn't have spade terminals, so I'd try to find something that was original. But this, I understand now. I understand what we got going. I really need to get to the other side and see if I can possibly see up in there farther and figure out what I want to figure out the amount of destruction that my wiring has up under there, because it goes up under there somewhere before it comes back, it looks like. And did I bring my light along? Yes, I did. I'm really mainly looking, is there some place that a guy could tie on to those wires to fix them? Because I'm wondering if the melting happened because we had a guy who didn't understand what wires went where, and they just hooked them all up, and then sadness happened. Because that key switch thing that was in here wasn't even closely hooked up to correct. See, there's the wad of burnt sadness. I really need to get that tape off of there on those other two and get that pulled apart and see what I can do. It's also messed up. It's also messed up here to the light switch end, like it caught fire there too. So we'll have to sort that out at some point. But it's looking to me almost like all of this damage is, it stops in here where we can get to it and possibly splice in new. We just have to cut it out of the loom to make sure that we get the right thing done. If that makes sense. Let me see if I got a good, well, I probably have one in my pocket here, a utility knife, but I don't know if it's a good one. I don't know if it's even got a blade. It's been a year since I would have used this coat. Oh, rusty. Will that do it? I really don't want to hurt good wiring. Oh, that doesn't even stay out. Let me go get a better utility. Never mind, I'm not running all over. By better utility knife, I mean, let me do the exact same thing I just did. Except this time try to hold the blade out. Come on. There we go. Whoa. Oh, I thought that was the Cyclops I heard clicking. And what it is it's water dripping from the corner of a roof down on a pile of ice. And it's making the same sound like your fence makes when it arcs out. So we need to get the other wad cut loose. I know you probably can't see what's happening, but trust me, it's fun. We just made us a big mess, didn't we? With a lot of work to follow through on. But we have to, because this is not safe and it's not good for anybody to have that all torched like that. That one's gonna go. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna have to figure out the best course of action here. This one, I think there's enough that I can cut off the end and re-salvage it. And then what I'll do is I'll have to splice the other brown one back into it. But yeah, see there, that's gotta be fixed. But our main culprit is this white and black one. It's in very tough shape and it goes farther up in there, and I suspect it's bad all the way to here. And so that's going to lead us to fixing almost every wire on the light switch because it's all torched. I wonder if that brown one comes there too. Is that the brown one? We need to do some looking here. If the brown one and the black and white one both come over to the light switch, then we can just cut them off and make new ones and not worry about it. So let's follow our two browns, our one brown M. Gotta have my little key pointer because there's so many lines. So here's an M. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go over. It goes to the fuse box. So that would probably be this one that's still good. That's my guessing. I might be wrong. Then we have this other M, which comes out, and it goes to 30 on the light switch with horn, as does our black and, okay, that's what it is. So they melted together because they go all the way together. One goes to 30 and one goes to the 58, 57. So this one should have been 30, and that one's 58, 57. So I know where they go. So what I'll probably do is just cut them off wherever I can get to them, and then just run new wires, because this is getting too clustered. You see, friends? I mean, this. All right, let me go get a wire something, and we'll try to make this happen and make it make sense. I did get some Fiat wiring from a viewer one time. I'm gonna see if I have any that matches any of these colors, like the black and white and that, because that would be cool to use that, wouldn't it? And then I need some brown, which is no problem because I just got those rolls from the co-op here a while back. So I need brown and black and white, and then I also need a red wire to fix the red wire that's there. So let me see what I can come up with. All right, let's see. I think I can. I'm gonna cut this garbage out of the way as far back as I can see it. There's no sense in having all this burn up garbage in there. So I'll get rid of that end. Here's my new end. I didn't have black and white, but I got a white one with black writing on it, so that's probably good enough, right? So the B end, which was the white and the black, goes to 58, 57, and the brown one goes to 30. So 58, brown one goes to 30. Get on there. Plastic is not playing nice. I want to get that terminal on there a lot further than. Get on there. It's like the terminal doesn't want to play nice, you know? All right. Now, we're going to get this pulled out that way. Let's go to the other side. I wish that the struggle bus I'm having here is why it's, I guess my American plastics are made slightly different, and their terminals are short, and I can't get them all the way on there like I'd like. And I don't think I can use the Fiat terminals with this, because I'm not exactly sure how they're clipped in there. But I'm not real sure how that's made, to be honest with you. These will work, you just got to make sure that they're like there. Push on the terminal to make sure they're on as much as they can be. And I even made it a little bit, well, see there, we're gonna fight. I don't like that. It almost makes a guy cry, you know. He tries to do it the nice way, and then it just don't want to play ball for him. I don't know if pocket screwdriver, if I could get these off of there, but they're not made the same way, so they're not gonna, basically if I just had them on there for insulating purposes, that would be just as good. I got another idea. Let me go try. I don't know if this is gonna work or if I like it, but let me go try. All right. Now I got to remember what was where again. 30 is the M, which is the brown. And then, yeah, that works a lot better. 58, 57. Custom grind on there. But I made this, well, he says as it immediately pulls out again. I made this So I can loop it back around like it was, and then maybe end up clipping it back to the... But we got to start somewhere. That somewhere is here. That one just don't want to play nice. Let's see if I can manipulate it a little bit. Probably too much. There. Okay, that was a rough go to get her that far, but we got her. Let's see if we can throw some tape on this. Electrical tape doesn't usually work very good in the cold, but at this point, you gotta do something. There we go. All right, now we're gonna go back to this, because we got that end sorted out. At least I thought we did. We don't know where our key switch went. There it is, hanging down low. Alright. We don't want to do something stupid here in a minute, or we can't. Now, this one here, we got to do something different too. And what I'm hoping I can do, nope, that's the, of course that's the one that has the jumper together piece. Why wouldn't it? But what I was wanting to do is maybe I can still salvage it. These two brown ones got to be connected together, and then they got to be hooked to that black one. So I was gonna go new, but now what I'm thinking is maybe I can just unfold this and go again. So uninteresting off-camera work is taking place. I don't know that that's possible, but I was hoping that was just a piece that pushed in there together, because which one does this go to? I can't remember now. It goes to the 1554, and I don't have enough. I don't know. We'll get it. It's just going to take a little creative engineering here. There we go. We're getting it. Maybe. This is pretty rickety, but we're going to give it a try anyway. We need to get these two stripped back together. So they need to be even for the most part. Oh, that better not be them stupid birds coming to live for the winter. No, I think those were Canada gooses. Alright. I'm starting to where I can't feel my fingers, so I might have to take a break here before too much more. Alright. We gotta make that a little more pretty-ish. It's going to be covered by a... Oh, now the electrical tape is playing wintertime electrical tape games. I think it even says on the packages, don't use it below a certain temperature, but... that's okay. We don't often follow the rules, you know. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, it's not pretty. Winter time. But This is my own tractor, so it is what it is on that. Alright, this one's gonna go here. Where's my little plastic rubber job there? Let's even tape those two together, because I think that'll help keep everything merry and bright. Alright. Now we need to clip this one to 1554. That's where that one goes. Now we need to do this one, which is our new white and black one. It's actually kind of hard to work on this with the cab and working around the cab, standing in the cold wet snow. It's very unpleasant, but for you, the viewer. Okay, this one goes, what was that, B&N is white and black, 5857. Which was that one there. And now we're down to the start wire, which now has eluded me. Where did it go? There. This one we got to take back to up here because it is burnt. And I just as well, you know, make that nice. I thought about splicing a piece in, but I absolutely hate 2 splices on a wire. I would much rather just cut her off and cut it off back there. Made a butt connector and then a splice. We'll go with this, but I need another plastic. A butt connector, a plastic piece, and some red wire. Some hefty red wire, I think. Hefty, hefty, hefty. Hefty. Okay. I don't know that you can see, but things are happening. It's gonna be kind of hard to splice onto that. I wish it was a little bit longer to reach, but all right, boys, I think we're almost to the point of having a restored Fiat wiring harness here. Probably don't look like much, but it's better than what we had a minute ago, where it was all torched. And if it'll start with the key, I'll be tickled. Alright. Now this one goes to the one we had left over. And then we need to put this back in. Which fits lovely in there though. Beautiful. We'll try red pliers. Will it tighten the lock ring up? Red pliers. But I can't feel my fingers enough. Red pliers. Alright, that's tight. Now we got one more thing we need to do. Test it. And that is we got to switch from this, which they added, back to this, which is the original. Which the plastic is all corrody and junk, but that's okay. I think it'll work. We should probably move that down a little bit more at some point too. All right, Fiat, you've met your match. Nothing. Well, that's disappointing. Oh, you turn it backwards and you get a light. Oh! Wonder why that light doesn't come on when I have it forward. It should come on like right there. That's weird. But I know why it didn't start. Do you know why, friends? Because of the clutch safety switch. We're probably not done with this wiring yet. But let's see what happens if I hold the clutch down. Yep. That's weird that the light didn't come on. Okay, let's shut it off. I wasn't sure, but see, that would be like accessory position. But let's go. Okay. Well, we got that fixed. Probably don't have the horn anymore. Oh, that happened before. The horn wire came off. But everything's connected, so it should work. And it doesn't. Well, that's unfortunate. I'd say we're not done in the harness. I mean, we got some straightening out to do here. Because it's just not. That's weird though, the other day the horn worked, and now that I fixed the wiring, the horn doesn't work. Huh. I might have blown a fuse messing with it too, so. Oh, that's something's not right. When I push the horn button, the light for the right. Well, Knudsen. Okay, well, we made something better, maybe, kinda, but we didn't make everything better. We made some stuff worse. So we're gonna have to dig deeper into the wiring and try to figure out why. I mean, what I did shouldn't have hurt anything because everything's hooked back up to the correct place that it should be according to the book. But what I think has happened is some of those wires were melted together, and when I've been pulling on them, I probably destroyed them. So we probably got farther to go. We got fuse box work to do. I don't know. We just got so much stuff to sort out. We can now take off this. GoPro ran out of battery, but as I was saying, we have to take off some more of this rickety wiring and really sort through what's going where and what they've cobbled up and changed. Because I've seen, like, there's one of those stupid Scotch lock connectors they've spliced in. So stuff is not the way that it should be, and we don't have any lights to speak of right now. So we got more homework to do, but we did make it start with the key, which that's nice. That's where we're headed. It's possible that I can't even see from here, Maybe some of those are blown. They don't look like it though. So it's probably that we're just not getting stuff in the right place yet. It's just weird to me that the other day I got the horn to work, and today now, after fixing the wiring, the horn doesn't work. If I put it backwards, does it work? Oh, well, not if you disconnect the key, dum-dum. What I'm puzzled on is I turn the key backwards and the generator light comes on, but I turn the key forward and now a parking light comes on the dash. See, that's not right. So a couple wires must have got swapped, but that's weird because I've wired it up exactly like the book said to. So like I said, what I'm thinking is there's some more wires that have melted together, and I haven't got that sorted all out yet. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just going to take a little bit of sorting to get everything back like it should be, because obviously this thing was well loved and it's not doing the thing. But that's totally weird. I never had a parking light come on, and now I turn the key forward and that light comes on, and my charging light comes on whenever I turn the key backwards. So it acts like there's two wires swapped, and it might be the two wires that were it might be, I got to do some reading here before I just willy-nilly swap stuff, but maybe the white wire and the white and black wire are in the wrong place. But we'll sort that out. I'll disconnect the battery cable so it doesn't torch itself, but I think that's minor. We got a big thing accomplished there. We got a key switch that's correct in there. We just now have to unsort their wiring, because they may have changed it other places too when they couldn't get their key switch to work. So anyway, we're on the right track. We just have to go a little bit more, but I'm satisfied that we accomplished something today. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.